Hello, hello. What's up? What's up? It is a new day, it is a new week, and it's time to get social. My name is KaVonna, and welcome to the Introvert's Social Hour. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Introvert Social Hour. Today, we are talking about the season. It is summer season. It is also movie season. I have gotten into movies a lot more, have been making a lot more theater visits. And so I have brought on my friend to talk about what we're excited for the summer movies. We're going to talk about the previews, our thoughts on the previews, and anything that we're just really, really excited for that is coming out within the next few months, basically May to August. But I brought Chris today. So y'all know Chris, if you listen to the theater episode, we were talking about our experiences in theater. Chris, also known as Topher, is happy to return on the Introvert Social Hour podcast, this time live and in stereo from home instead of Ohio. He's currently in between engineering jobs and playing Lurch in the Addams Family at Long Beach Playhouse in California. So if you're in Long Beach, go ahead and check him out when it does officially drop. You can stay up to date on what he's doing either on Insta at Topher Hutch or TikTok at Topher Hutch Official. He says peace and love. Welcome, Chris. How you doing?
Doing well. I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you doing?
Not bad, not bad. I'm ready for the summer. That's all. I'm gonna be in the theaters.
Yeah.
Like that's been my thing. I
hmm
got so this is not a sponsor. The AMC got they have this like deal where it's like, oh, do a A-list membership ship for 99 cents for the first month. 99 cents.
Mm,
And so I was
that's
sleeping
really
on the
good.
A-list membership because I was just like, I'm not gonna pay extra. So I've been a premier person, pay $10 a year, get the extra bonuses. I was like, I'm not paying that much. And I just didn't think I didn't know really what it had to offer. Like, they give you the ads in the theaters and it wasn't really get
hmm
like I just it never clicked to me. So now I'm really,
hmm
really sitting here like 3 movies a week? Are you serious? I was like, no way. You're not getting 3 movies a week. Like, I was like, that's too good. I was
hmm
like, no, like it actually is. You can see 3 movies a week. You get all the regular bonuses of Premiere with those 3 movies a week onto it. For me, the first month was only 99 cents, but even when it does bump up to $24, you
hmm
already covered that because sometimes when you go to see a movie, say you go see
hmm
IMAX or something, that's already
hmm
$24 right there. When I tell you I've been in the theaters like nobody's business this past few weeks, so I'm excited to
It's,
like go. I love a good matinee when it's quiet too.
yeah, I was just about to ask that because AMC is usually the theaters that I and my friends go to. So I was actually about to be like, I was considering whether I want to get the the premiere like club whatever,
Mhm.
but now that there's a promotion where it's 99 cents for the first month, maybe I'll do it because
Yes.
similarly I've been more in and out of the theaters, so
Mhm.
it's very interesting. So
No, I say definitely if you can find it, do it because before I was going to the theaters like every few months or so, even with my premiere, I was like, I'm not using my premiere enough. The last year there was a certain lull in movie interest. Like there's certain movies I
mm-hmm.
wasn't really interested to go see. So I
Yeah.
wasn't really going that much. Like before this month, or technically April, the last movie I had went to go see in theaters was oh my gosh,
Was it
Hunger
Wish?
Games.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, stop. LO. Wait, not too much on Wish though. I actually think it wasn't that bad. But
It was good. I liked it.
it was cute. But that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the
Yeah, sorry.
I love my girl Julia, but she's not meant for the musical theater world as far as music writing goes. So I'm gonna need her to stay in pop world, but that's perfectly fine.
hmm
But it was Ballad of Songbirds and
Oh,
Snakes.
yeah.
So good.
The prequel to the Hunger Games with
Yes.
that one actress that I can't think of. Um,
Ooh, my
yeah,
brain
she was
be
really good.
braining. But yeah, she was really good. That movie was so good. I was
hmm
awake,
Yeah.
okay? Um,
hmm
but yes, I do want to know before we officially get started though, can you share a memorable like summer movie experience from your past? Like do you remember, or it doesn't even have to be summer, but do you remember like a moment where you went to the theaters and like it was a really big movie moment, whether it was um, I think back to like Hannah Montana in High School Musical 3, things like that. But
Yeah.
like
Okay.
what was one of your big movie experiences?
Oh, let me tell you. I love Frozen. Like Frozen when I was growing up
Oh.
when it came out was
Mhm.
like I saw it I think like 4 times in theaters. I loved it. And I remember watching it in theaters and a big moment for me was when Let It Go started playing and
Mhm.
my like jaw dropped and I was just so invested in the movie and I was just so into it and like I'm sure there's other experiences, but that one was the first one to come to mind just because like it I just really loved it. And I brought like friends to come see it. I brought my one friend, Aaliyah, and uh so if you haven't seen Frozen, spoilers. So
Right. You're kind of late.
but
Yeah.
the the part where Hans comes out and is like it's revealed that he's the villain.
Hmm.
My friend was like, "What the fuck?" and like
Hmm.
said it super loud in the and everyone started cracking
Oh.
up. And I remember like watching that scene for the first moment, and it's weird because her and some of my other friends were like, "That's so predictable," but me, it like caught me so off guard. I was like, "This has never been done before. This is
Mm.
new to theater." Little middle schooler, high schooler me being so
Yeah.
mesmerized by the plot twist. But what about yourself?
Oh man, before I add on, I just want to say, for Frozen, so I know people too who was like, "Oh, it's so obvious," but also for me though, like it wasn't obvious for like a animation like princess film. It wasn't obvious to me. Like
Hmm.
I was like, okay, like something's going to happen, but I didn't think it would be he's evil and trying to like, you know, flip up. Like it was very obvious that maybe he was trying to like be an opportunist, but like the way he came
Hmm.
across was way more evil than I thought it would be. Um,
Hmm.
but
Yeah, and plus, like, I feel like, sorry. Oh,
no, no, go
go
ahead.
on. Oh, no.
No,
No, I
because
was
I'm
gonna
gonna
say,
move
plus,
on.
I think,
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, okay. Just one last thing is, but I think why it caught me off guard was because, for example, she said that when he asked to marry her, like, within the first 10 minutes of the film was weird. And I'm like, yeah, but aren't all, like, I don't know, in my head, I'm like, all fairy tales already has, like, a princess and the prince. So it's like, it's
Mhm.
already, like, you it's already expected. So that I think that's why it caught me off guard because I'm like, oh, okay, it's just like a part of the world. But then it was like, no, he was just wild. But anyways,
Yeah.
yes.
Hmm. But Frozen's a good one. I That was not what I was expecting you to say, but that is a really good choice. Once again, I didn't go to the movies that much when I was a kid. So like for me, okay, I'll give you like it's more recent, but not even that recent, dang, because we've been out of college for a minute. But I went to
Mm-hmm.
see Get Out in theaters when I was in college. And
Mm-hmm.
um Lahala. Lahala is Lahala. But I think what was really funny was there were other black people in the theater, and we were just kind of sitting there like, what? Like, what's going on? Like, so I
Mm-hmm.
do love a quiet experience, but I also love like big movie theater experiences where you can hear other people's reactions too. It just depends on the type of
Mm-hmm.
like mood I'm in and the type of movie it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I would definitely say Get Out was a fun time to like watch it with other people. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I put that one there, but like nostalgic wise, I did get to see the Hannah Montana movie. I asked my mom, I begged her, she took
Hey, okay.
me, and it was worth it. It was so worth it. But yeah, I would say those ones. And then most
That's really good.
recently, I don't know. Most recently, I just love The Little Mermaid, the live action,
Mm-hmm.
so it was just good in general. So,
Yeah, no, those are all really cool. Yeah, Get Out was sick in theaters. I remember
mhm.
very clearly watching that, and I'm just like, again, like never done before. I'm like, wow, what a interesting twist on like horror and thriller, and it was just so intricate. I just so
Yeah.
um
No, I've
uh,
never missed a Jordan Peele movie in theaters. Like I'm going to
mm-hmm,
see it in theaters. I've seen Us in theaters, Nope in theaters. Like I'm going to be there.
mm-hmm.
I feel like you should see it in theaters first. That's one of the things I must do.
Have you ever seen
Um,
oh, so sorry.
no, go ahead.
Go
Go
on.
ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna be like, have you ever seen Don't Breathe, the thriller movie?
No. So here's the thing, and this will be talked about in regards to movies coming up. I can only watch specific types of horror and thriller.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
like that one, you know what? Hold up. Have I watched? You know when you watch movies and you it's kind of like of the past. I'm like, wait, have I watched it?
Hmm.
Mm, I feel like if I have, I've watched snippets. I don't think I've watched the
Okay.
whole thing. I
Okay.
don't think so, but my brain is telling me I know more information than just the trailer. Um,
Okay.
but I know of it with Jane Levy. Oh no, my gosh, that is that her last name? I think so.
Probably.
Yes,
I,
I
I
believe
I don't
so.
know any actors or actresses that are in things. I'm just like, oh, that one person that was
That
in that
person.
other thing. So,
You're good.
um, but the reason why I brought it up was because it's, uh, I don't know, for those who aren't familiar with the plot, it's basically about these three people that break into this like old veteran's house who's supposedly like blind and deaf
Mhm,
a little bit. Um, and during this like heist, it turns out that he has a very like really good set of skills and basically traps them in, and the whole thing is like they're trying not to make any sound or else he's going to know where they are. And
mhm.
I brought that up just because I also distinctly remember being in the theaters and it was like dead quiet, like no one was making a sound, and it was so intense.
Yeah.
And it was a full theater too. uh I think it might have been the I might have saw it opening weekend, which is why it was so packed. Because I was,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, and there were critics there too. Because
Cool.
yeah, it was really weird. Because it was right in front of us. There was like a bunch of, at least we think they were critics, but there was a bunch of
Mhm.
people with clipboards and like they were like writing stuff down during the movie, and um,
Mm.
we're like, what the heck? But yeah, really good.
Well, that's
Anyways,
interesting.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. I always thought they got the movies ahead of time and then, but that is true though, because critics still come through like even after the movie release, like their reviews still come through after. Because you'll get like a few before the movie is officially released, and
Mm-hmm.
then like who I don't know how people get approved to be critics at all, but
Mm-hmm.
that's interesting. Um, okay. So summer movie blockbusters. There's different genres, a lot of different genres that are popping out this year. Some like prequels. We got some
Mm-hmm.
prequels, some sequels, etc. So I'm gonna break it down by month. Um, Technically May, we are now already in the summer movie season. Even though
Mm-hmm.
technically the summer has not started, May does initiate the summer movies. So in regards to May, what are some movies that have caught your attention that have either been out already or that are coming out in May? And by the time this episode drops, they should all be out at this point. Um, so if you do end up watching them, please let us know what you think.
Yeah. I'm trying to think because I've seen some movies recently. But the one that comes to mind is it's called Tarot. It's like one of the yeah, uh-huh. So it's a I don't know if it's considered a horror thriller. I'm just gonna put horror slash thriller whenever I'm talking about them. But my
Mhm.
friend group loves to see a bunch of horror slash thriller movies, so that's why I'm very well versed in some of the ones that are coming up or that have been uh out this month. But I went to go see that. It was really good. It's basically the premise is you have a group of like college students with different zodiac signs, and they're like celebrating a party, and then one of the women is like, "Oh, I can read your fortune using these tarot cards that's related to
Mhm.
zodiac," uh, and essentially they they have to survive this like evil force that is after each person based on what their reading was. I think that's the best
Mm.
I can do without like giving anything away. But uh it's funny because sorry, side story, but
Mm.
my friends I think like last summer or something went to the preview for that before it got released. Like you know how they do like test
Nice.
audiences. So
Yeah.
they went also listeners, AMC does that a lot where they have like they show movies before they release like a year or two so that
Mhm.
to get like audience feedback, you know, really cool
Mhm.
experiences. But so they went to that, and then that's why they told me to come see it because they wanted to see like all the changes they made and everything. But overall that was pretty good. I like that. Um what about yourself? What's a movie that you've seen this month or want to see?
Yeah. Random note though, so out of curiosity about the AMC preview things. how do you is there like a special link? Like where do you find that at specifically? I'm just curious before I give you my movies.
No, yeah, it's I think the previous times, so my friends are usually the ones that find it, but they see it on
Mm,
Facebook, like sometimes as an advertisement. They would
okay.
see it on Facebook, or I'm sure if you look it up, there might be a link or something. But I think, yeah, so each time like a movie had a preview, they would see
Mm.
like a Facebook being like, "Oh, come sign up to watch this untitled horror movie or whatever, um,
Mm,
at an AMC near you." And so,
got it. Okay. Cool. Because I was thinking about that because it's part of like the membership as well. And I was like, I have not gotten one email or message about that. Okay, I'll look it
no.
up. I know.
Hmm.
Usually when we were doing previews, like that would happen a lot once again in college, like
Hmm.
in the Price Center. They I remember I saw a few movies ahead of their release
Hmm.
time because of that. Okay. So movies I've seen that are part of the May release, literally just saw it yesterday. Um, was The Fall Guy. So The Fall
Ooh, how was
Guy,
that?
it was good. I don't think it's gonna be like great, like listed as this like most amazing movie. But their
Hmm.
intentions were there. So like for peeps who haven't like got like watched the preview or anything, The Fall Guy basically is, they said it's like a love letter to stuntmen, because they are unappreciated in the world of movies. And so Ryan Gosling plays a stunt guy. I'm trying not to make sure I don't, I don't spoil anything. Ryan Gosling plays a stunt guy. Um, the stunt guy is with Emily Blunt's character. But then somewhere along the line, Emily Blunt's character and Ryan Gosling's character, they break up. And
Hmm.
she is now a director and she's making his life kind of miserable in a way. There's
Uh-huh.
more layers. So, fun fact though, the preview I watched at least didn't give the storyline away at all because there's way more stuff that I feel like I missed. Like when I first watched it, literally what I just told you, I thought
Hmm.
was the whole premise. There's
Hmm.
layers that they did not mention. So I'm not gonna mention it
Interesting.
in the trailer because I didn't, at least the trailer, I know there's like multiple trailers. Maybe I got the first trailer and the second trailer gave a little bit more away. But
Hmm.
in the trailer I watched, I was like, there's more happening here. Um but I would say yeah, it wasn't, excuse me, it wasn't bad. It was just like I feel like it could have been a little bit shorter. I feel like they could have gotten to certain plot points a bit
Okay.
faster. It definitely
Okay.
is an action movie, of course. So like
Hmm.
there's stunts in it, um, which I think is so funny because at the end of the movie, they show the behind the scenes of the stunts for
Hmm.
the movie, for the stunts of the movie that was in the
Yeah.
movie, if that makes sense. So
Like
yeah,
a
just like
stuntception.
yeah, literally. So I think it's just supposed to be a fun, good movie. I don't think they were aiming for some like out of the park success rate. They are
Mm.
kind of fighting with a few other things right now. Challengers came out and it's still in theaters. Um,
Yeah,
I don't,
yeah. I want to see
so
that.
Challengers was good. I don't
Was
count it
it?
because it
Okay.
dropped in April, but
Mm. Hmm.
Challengers was good. And I think I see some Oscar noms in the future,
Okay.
whether
Mm.
for directing or cinematography, things like that. Um, right now, the recent drop. So I'm just gonna give out movies, not saying I've watched them, but like the movies of May that people are have been looking forward to. You tell me what you think, and or if you
Okay.
watch them. This is good though. I'm glad to know you're a horror thriller person because I am not. So you can fill in
Uh-huh.
those gaps that
Nice.
I probably have.
All
Um,
right.
okay, so have you heard of the movie I Saw the TV Glow out of curiosity?
Wait, what was it called? I'm so
I
sorry.
No, you're good. I Saw the TV Glow. I feel like they
No.
didn't. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not tripping. My
No.
friend, who is a horror person,
Uh-huh.
um, told me about it literally yesterday, and I was like, I have not seen a trailer for this movie.
Yeah,
It's
what
also
the?
not showing at my AMC, so it's a very limited like um release. But
Interesting.
it is a horror. It's one of I don't know how to explain it. It's tech. I would say it's definitely technically a horror, but maybe it might be even be a psychological thriller. That's what. Yeah. So
Mm.
I'll do the whole horror thriller combo too. Um. It's when you watch the trailer, it's one of those movies you can tell it's gonna have to make you think because there's really
Mm,
strange
okay.
things happening that are abnormal and you have to kind of try to connect the dots. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's like these people they're watching a TV, but they kind of end up a
And
little
it
bit
glows.
obsessed with it. Yeah, right. The TV
Okay,
goes, yeah,
sorry,
kind
so
of
sorry.
obsessed with it, but it's like the staticky, TV, not like, oh, they're watching a specific show, is what it seems like
Oh,
from the trailers. They kind of get lost in the sauce. Maybe I think they do watch certain things, but then it's kind of like start to become different people in their real life. It's really weird.
interesting.
I don't know how to explain it fully in layers, but I
Mhm.
recommend you and other people so listen to the not listen to watch the trailer, and it might be for somebody. I don't know if I'll watch it anytime soon, but
Yeah,
it was intriguing. It was different.
good to
Um,
know.
Speaking of thrillers though, so I'm gonna give you The Strangers Chapter 1. Have you seen that?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Yeah, I
No, it's
that sounds
okay.
very familiar though. What that sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen it somewhere, like a
This
trailer.
okay, because I was gonna say, so I found out The Strangers, also from my friend, shout out to Nicole. The Strangers was a movie already. It dropped in the
Oh,
2000s.
uh-huh,
So it seems like they're trying to make a resurgence of it, but make it like a series now. So they're calling it The Strangers Chapter 1.
uh-huh.
And it's basically if it feels very rebooty because it basically is, but it's gonna be rebooted in the sense of they're probably gonna do The Strangers Chapter 2 now, Chapter 3 or whatever, from here on
Interesting.
out. Um, it's basically, oh my gosh, homegirly from Riverdale, Madeline. I don't know her last name, Madeline P.
The
Her, and
person,
so
yes.
yeah, the person, her character, and basically her character and the character's boyfriend, I believe, they go to like a seemingly Airbnb small town cabin area.
Mm-hmm.
Everything happens, everybody dies in the cabin. That's basically it's always a cabin, I feel like. Um,
Yeah.
and so the strangers are these people who wear these masks, very like porcelain doll-esque. Well, I think the woman does a very, very porcelain doll-esque mask. The guy has like a bag over his head, like one of those like potato bags, like old-fashioned potato bags, if that makes sense, not the plastic
Interesting.
ones.
Okay,
And
like a
basically,
sack?
yeah, thank you, like a potato sack.
Okay.
And they're there and they kind of taunt them for a minute. The town's really creepy. Like
Oh,
they're not vibing with anybody, like anybody in the town. Um,
yeah.
like so when they're at the cabin at night, basically strangers start attacking them, and that's for thrillers, that's the story. We don't know how it ends, but they're fighting for their lives in the middle of the woods. Um,
Yep, sounds like a classic thriller right
right?
there.
Exactly. Literally
Always a cabin in the
cabin,
woods.
woods, yeah,
Yep.
small town.
Mm-hmm.
Don't vibe with
Strangers.
the yep,
Yeah.
literally strangers. So but I was like, once again, I don't do thrillers like that, but I feel like it's specifically based off of like the synopsis. I may watch it in theaters. When I do, like, if I decide to, though, that's gonna be one of those ones where I'm like, I need to see it with everybody else, and I'm watching it in
Hmm.
the daytime, kind of thing,
Yeah.
not at night.
In case it.
Yeah.
Hmm. I get that way too. I we always watch it at night, and I'm always like, I can handle it. And then I spend like an hour awake looking at the corner of my room, thinking that something's gonna come after me. Like, it's just a weird feeling, man. But yeah.
Hmm.
What are the other movies?
Um. Okay. I'm not interested in it, but I'm curious if you watch the series. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Do you watch the Planet of the Apes series?
I am just as disinterested.
See,
I feel
there we
really
go.
bad. Yeah.
No, it's not bad. I literally sit and I'm curious of how they keep making the movies because I'm like, who
Yeah.
the heck is watching them? That's
Uh-huh.
all. That's all. I was just like, I didn't realize it was like this big thing where they were gonna keep making movies. So when I
Mm-hmm.
found out that they were making another one, I was sitting in the theaters watching the trailer, and I was like, who is keeping this franchise in business?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing because I watched the first and I think the second movie.
Mhm.
Um and I was like, "Oh, this is like a pretty clean like line. Like, yes, okay, they took over, now they're taking over the world. Cool. It's a new
Mhm.
ecosystem." But it's like I'm like, "Where I know there was another movie after that and now this movie and I'm just like, where do they go?" That's my only curiosity is like, how is this a thing?
Literally
But
don't
you
know.
know, it's someone's cup of tea, so
I guess
cheers.
so. Right. Cheers to you. Yeah. I literally, so you gave me more information than I knew. So they basically took over the earth
if
The
I'm
first one?
recalling correctly, I'm
Oh.
hoping that I don't get come after, but like by everyone being like, "We're wrong." But I
Okay.
think so. I remember in the first movie, yeah, like because it's about this chimpanzee. I think his name's Caesar, and they make him very intellectual, but then
Mm.
he starts like basically gathering the other primates and are like, we need to like start a
Mm.
revolution, like we can't be treated like animals, etc. And then sort of that first movie ends with them being like basically taking over that city metropolitan area and sort of starting this revolution, which is then what is it? It's like what? It's like Planet of the Apes, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and then like Kingdom, this Kingdom of the Planet,
This is
whatever.
Kingdom,
And
yeah.
yeah, so then I
But I
forgot what the
don't.
next one's called, but and then it's a continuation of that basically where like it's sort of like the humans versus the primates, but
Mm-hmm.
and you have the main character being like, wait, peace, let's make peace.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Literally.
that's it.
Yeah, from the trailer, that's exactly what it is. It's like whoever the main ape is, he's like, no, actually, like humans, we shouldn't be fighting against humans. Like we should be one with
Hmm.
them. And so this one specific human, this girl, and
Hmm.
there's a section of apes who are trying to kill her, and then there's
Hmm.
a section of apes who are trying to protect her and work with her.
Hmm.
And so the apes are like fighting against each other in this one. I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to ask because I was like, it can't just be me who's wondering this because I don't know. Yeah.
No, literally, yeah. I was like, it came out of left field for me. I was like, wait, they're still making movies. Sorry,
Threw you off,
but
yeah. Yeah. There's also okay, another series. Do you watch the Mad Max series, like the Mad Max franchise movies?
I really wish because I heard they're so
Okay.
good, and I
Hmm.
watched the trailer for Furiosa. Are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking about
Yeah,
Furiosa.
and I was
Yeah.
like, this looks like pretty sick, but it's just I never watched them, so it's on my watch list. So.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I watched the first one, I believe in maybe I don't think I watched the movies, but I watched the first one around the time when it came out. I think I just, watched it on
Hmm.
my laptop. And it was good. It was good. I just kind of lost the
Hmm.
sauce because I think it was something that I didn't expect to continue on.
Hmm.
So I know there's at least one more movie in between, maybe two since the
Yeah,
first one.
I think there's like one about a Fury, Red Fury, or Desert Fury, or Desert Red, or Red Desert, something with the red and Fury and Desert.
Yeah, something with Ren does it. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I'm sure there
Yeah.
is.
So that's why I was just like I kind of just lost it. And it's been so long since the first one came out with oh my gosh, I can't think of her name. But yeah. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I was like maybe I should catch up. Furiosa did seem interesting, but I feel like once again I have missing information. So I was
Hmm.
just kind of like,
Exactly.
okay, I don't know why she
Hmm.
mad, kind of thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
pretty sure she has a reason, but I just don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, outside of like actiony, like more kitty vibes. So they have the Garfield movie coming out.
Hmm.
What do you think about that?
I'm interested. I love cartoons. I'm like
Okay.
a little kid at heart. So, but I don't know. I haven't seen the last Garfield movie I think I ever saw was the real life version back when in the early 2000s or late
Hmm.
2000s or whatever,
Yeah.
2000 the 2000s. So that was like
Yeah.
the only one. But I saw the trailer before one of the movies I watched recently and I was like, "Huh, seems pretty entertaining." It's pretty much it.
Okay. Yeah. I was just like we're in the age of rebooting,
Mhm.
as you
Yes.
know, so it's just kind of like, did we need another Garfield movie? I was like,
Mhm.
But I was like,
Yes.
okay, we'll see. Like, it's kind of like no different than what other like character do we get a lot of, I guess. I can't even think like
Well, I know that what is it? Despicable Me and the Minions are like a whole thing
yes, thank
too.
you. Hmm.
Yeah. Um,
But see, at least that's a continuation because this one
mm,
feels more so like they want to start
like they're
fresh.
rebooting.
Yeah.
Kind of like with
Hmm.
the X-Men or Fantastic Four. There's like 50
Hmm.
Fantastic Four movies or like that's an exaggeration. There's not literally
Yeah, there's
50,
not. Yeah, I know.
uh, but like I get what you mean. And I feel that too like a lot it's weird because I feel like in the beginning of the year there was a lot of more artistic films and now now that it's towards the summer, it's like those blockbuster summer movies that are coming out. Like I think Marvel has one coming up, or like
Mm.
what is it, Deadpool, Wolverine,
And Wolverine,
and
yeah.
now this like Furiosa and the Kingdom of the Planet, like all these like action stuff. So I'm like, I don't know, dude. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, they drop it for a
That's my
certain time
observation.
for sure. It's definitely a choice.
Hmm.
And then the last one for May, If. Have you seen the trailer for If with Ryan Gosling?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, what do you think about
I
it?
Well, what do you think first? And then I'll.
Not you
Yeah, I'm
doing the
gonna
Uno
switch. I'm gonna
reverse.
flip the switch, or flip
Um,
the script. There you
yeah.
go.
I actually am not mad at it. I at first I just kept seeing it and I was like, I don't know what this movie is about. I just see a whole bunch of random characters with Ryan Gosling. I mean, I don't know. Um, when I found out it was like, okay, they're him and I don't know who plays the little girl. They're trying
Hmm.
to reconnect the ifs, which are
Hmm.
imaginary friends, to children. He's kind of like the he kind of has his own little headquarters of ifs and she can see them and she helps. So I was like, okay, this is intriguing. Um, if I didn't have my AMC A list, I probably would not go to see it. But because
Hmm.
I have it, I'm like, yeah, sure. Like I'll go and check it out. That's where I'm
Yeah,
at.
I feel similarly. Like I'm pretty neutral about that too. Where I could I could see myself if it comes on a streaming platform, maybe one night being like, oh, like might as well give this a chance. But it wasn't. It just felt like another, like a classic kind of like feel good movie with like um, and yeah. So I guess that's yeah, I just feel very lukewarm about it all. I don't
Yeah.
think it's gonna be really bad. I don't think it's gonna be really good.
Mhm.
I remember seeing like a behind the scenes where they do right before like a movie shows. You know how they're like, "Oh, take a behind the scenes look," and it was the John Krasinski, I think that's his name.
Mhm.
Right, he's the director of it, and Ryan Reynolds sort of talking about like how the idea came and what it's supposed to basically represent, and and I think that got my attention a little bit more because I love
Mhm.
hearing about some of the deeper like symbolism of like just a movie like this where face value it doesn't seem so deep, but then
Mhm.
once you dive into like why it was created and what it's supposed to invoke, that's a little bit more interesting. But I agree. I don't think I would see it unless I had like that AMC club member thing
Yeah, the A-list.
membership.
Um,
Yeah.
I do actually, I'm curious now. I'll check it out, check out that video because I am intrigued by the idea of what the deeper meaning is. I can see what some of those meanings could be and the idea of like imaginary friendship, maybe like even like lost belief and things like that. So I am intrigued by that.
Hmm.
But yeah, those are the movies for May. That there's of course more. We're focusing on like theater releases, but there's already like a lot dropping in
Hmm.
streaming as well. I did want to mention one that does drop in May in select theaters, but officially drops on Netflix in June though. There's one with Glenn Powell called The Hitman, which I am
Yes.
intrigued
Hmm.
by. So that's on my list. I don't know if it'll play in my theaters. If it does, I probably will see it. If not, I'll just wait for Netflix. It's like it's
Hmm.
literally like a week's difference or something like that. So
Yeah, that one seems pretty interesting too. Um,
it's his year.
I wonder
He's in
how.
lot of movies this year.
I was gonna say, yeah, I feel like again, I don't know actors by their names too much, but I
Mhm.
was like, his face looks very familiar. I feel like I've seen
Right.
this in like something else
He
recently. So,
he's in that rom-com. He's in this, and then we'll talk about it for July, but he's in a movie for July. But before we do that,
mm,
let's talk about June. I want to hop right into it. The one I'm most excited for is A Quiet Place Day One.
yeah, that looks sick. It looks really
Right?
good. Yeah, I'm
And
excited.
I
So,
love me some Lupita Nyong'o. Like that's my
hmm.
girl. I heard she was in it. I said, sign me up before they had even
Hmm.
started filming. Um, what do you think about The Quiet Place? I guess yeah, it's also at this point a franchise because now this is the third movie. Um, are you
Hmm.
vibing with them?
I mean, I really like the first movie. I didn't see the second, but I'm excited for day one just because I love movies that that have if once they built this world, I love it when because they start in the world already.
Hmm.
When everything's already taken over and distraught. And I like movies that sort of show like how everything started.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I'm just really excited to see how that's gonna play out. Great actors and actresses that are in there, and
Hmm.
I don't know. It seems like it will be a fun movie experience too. So,
Yeah. No, I'm
mhm.
definitely I I definitely love prequels as well. But then on top of that, I'm really excited for like I feel like how you explained how Don't Breathe was.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm gonna be like with my popcorn trying not to like be super loud.
Make any noise.
Right. I'm gonna be in their world myself. But I am really excited. I feel like that's gonna be a fun experience in theaters with other people. 100%.
Hmm. Is
Um,
Inside Out 2 coming out next month?
yes. So go ahead, talk about it, Chris.
Yeah, no, no, sorry. Sorry if I jumped the list there.
No, you're
I was just
good.
I
I was gonna
remember.
ask you.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited. I liked Inside Out, and truthfully, I always feel weird about Pixar what is it called? Sequels? Like whenever they do
Yes.
like a whatever 2 or 3 or whatever,
Hmm.
because it's always like, okay, such a very imaginative and um original idea. How are you going to further expand on this? But
Hmm.
then after watching the trailer way back when, I'm like, anxiety. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's
That's
me.
me.
I relate to this. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm actually orange and have crazy hair too. This but yeah, no, it seems really, really cool. So
Mhm.
and already with the trailer when it drops all those one-liners that are, oh no, we're like what a suppressed emotions, like when they're stuck in that box or something, or
Yes.
the sarcasm. I don't know. It
Hmm.
just seems like it's gonna be like a nice feel good movie where
Hmm.
so what are
Um,
your thoughts?
I disagree on the feel good because I think I'm gonna be crying.
Oh yeah. An
Um,
emotional movie.
right,
But
yeah. But I love Inside Out as well. It's been a very long time since the first one came out. I remember because I was doing a summer program and I was taking a psychology class. Our teacher took us
Mhm.
it was a very small class. Our teacher took us to go watch it in theaters. So I wasn't even a
Mhm.
senior in high school yet. So it's been that
Dang.
long. Um,
I did not even realize. That's
hmm
wild.
Yeah, it came out the summer before my senior year. Yeah. So for it to come out now, I'm like, oh my gosh, hey girl, it's been a minute. Like,
It's been
um,
almost a decade then, right? That's like
hmm
what, 20? Oh my gosh.
almost, yeah, a few years,
Love.
yeah. But I love that
Wild.
they're reaching and being like, okay, well now Riley's a teen. This is what,
Hmm.
you know, these are the emotions that are expressed as teenagers. I like once again, I love the idea of suppressed emotions. I'm so curious of how they're gonna go
Hmm.
about that. The
Uh-huh.
sarcasm was also funny and in a way
Yes.
low key also like sarcastic in itself. And then also the add-on emotions. Once again, you said you were joking, but I'm gonna say it. I'm anxiety all the way, like to a
Hmm.
T. Like that is me. Put me out there. And all the other ones, I'm so intrigued by like the interactions. We've seen it
Hmm.
in the trailer, but the interactions between the emotions already, like they're like, who
Yeah.
are you taking over? Like, but it's so true.
Hmm.
Like certain emotions do take over other like it's like the people who create Inside Out, they're so on point with
Yeah. It's
everything. Like it,
wild.
right? Like even when they did the first one, it was like that's so smart. So
Hmm.
I love it. I'm excited. I have heard Reese Witherspoon is intrigued by the idea of um having an inside out for every stage of life, and I would love to see
Oh.
that. So like the next one would
Yes.
be Riley in her young adulthood, Riley as an
Hmm.
adult, Riley as a senior, or like, however they decide to go about that. I was like, if they do decide to do
Hmm.
that, Riley as a young adult would eat me up because they're going to attack my emotions even further.
Yeah.
But I really do
Yeah,
think,
there'll be a new emotion called existentialism
right?
and nihilism.
Like existential crisis. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I'm so excited. I
Hmm.
when they finally dropped the first little snippet trailer, I was like, yes. But I was before they even dropped that, when I found out they were making it too, I was like,
Hmm.
okay, like they have a shot here. It's either gonna, like
Hmm.
you said, because I get it with Pixar, it's either gonna be really good or eh.
Hmm.
But I think it's gonna be good. I think they ate.
That's good. I'm hoping.
hmm I feel like they did. The trailer alone is telling enough. So, that would be really unfortunate if they gave us everything in the trailer and then it's kind of eh. But
That's
I,
so funny. They
I
put all the best things in there.
right then like that's it.
No.
Um, but yes, no, I'm excited for that. Inside Out too. It's been on my list for a very long time, so the time has finally
Mhm.
come. Um, there's also Bad Boys Ride or Die, which is technically the fourth Bad Boys. Now here's the thing. I would need to read for my peeps who either have or have not watched it. Bad Boys is with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. That this has been a series for a very long time.
Hmm.
Um, Bad Boys 1 and 2 came out close together. It kind of paused and they kind of came back together for Bad Boys 3. And then there was a gappage. And then now there's Bad Boys 4. And Bad Boys 4 has been in the works for a very long time. Um, of course, like,
Interesting. Okay.
yeah, COVID had a hit with it, I feel like. And then
Uh-huh.
also like the strikes and stuff. So it's
Hmm.
finally coming out, or like, or at least they talked about it a lot maybe before they started filming. They were just trying to hype it up because I feel like I kept hearing about it for at least 4 years. Um,
Hmm.
I need to rewatch one, two, and three because I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I was like, I've never seen it, so
Mhm.
I thought it was its own thing. And then when I looked it up, because I saw the trailer before one of the movies that I watched, and then I looked it up, and yeah, I said Bad Boys 4 instead of like whatever the title was, which is like Bad
Ride or
Boys like
Die.
Ride or Die, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what? So then yeah, that's when I found out.
hmm
But it seems interesting. I'm like, I
Yeah.
wonder. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I would just have to watch the first three so I understand the plot a little bit more. If there's any like
Mhm.
connections, that would make it a little bit more enjoyable. So,
For sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so because I think there's some things that happen that you would know you need to know who those people are in previous movies and understand those connections.
Mm,
It's been a minute
okay.
since I've watched them, but I did like I feel like I haven't watched Bad Boys 3, but I watched Bad Boys 1 and 2. Um and I really enjoyed them. I thought they were a fun time. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence as a pairing are also like really funny. So
Yeah, yeah, the
I'm
trailer
definitely
was
gonna
great.
be right. Yeah, it was just like just really
Yeah.
goofy. So I'm definitely gonna be in theaters. Like that's definitely gonna be one of those movies that's action packed, but also just a comedic and just supposed to be like a fun
Hmm.
time. So maybe like I'll cry in Inside Out and then go watch Bad Boys after.
A double
um,
feature.
right, a double feature. And maybe needed. So we'll see. And then the last one in June that I'm actually curious about. I don't know a lot about though. I just know homegirl Dakota Fanning is in it. Have you watched the trailer for The Watchers by chance?
I was just about to bring that up. Yeah,
Okay,
I
talk to me
saw
about
it.
it,
It
Chris,
looks
because I don't
so
know nothing about it.
interesting. Oh, it looks so interesting. It's I think it's produced or directed, whatever. M. Night Shyamalan is behind it,
Got
right?
it. Okay.
And it's about basically this woman who I don't know, it's very mysterious actually. The trailer doesn't really give too much. I don't know why she was driving in the middle of the woods, but she was driving in the middle of the woods and like she encounters some weird supernatural area where her car stops working. Um,
Mhm.
and this is a trailer that I'm describing, but the whole plot is basically she tries to escape this like supernatural feeling, like roars coming through the trees and everything by going to through this door that leads her into this place where there are other people, like missing persons. The trailer like flashes like one of these posts with a bunch of missing people flyers. So I'm assuming that there are people that have gone missing and that have been missing for a while. And so they're
Mhm.
like, we have to stay here while these weird whatever demonic creatures watch us. And the main protagonist, she's like, why like have you ever like seen one of these? Like, what are these things? And they're like,
Mhm.
no one has seen them and survived. And it's a very, yeah, so it's basically like a horror thriller about this like weird, like limbo space in the middle of the forest that she has to escape and
Mm.
like what these creatures are and what they want. So,
Interesting. Okay. I
yeah.
think you might have convinced me to officially watch the trailer at some point.
Hmm.
Because I keep
Yeah.
seeing like ideas about it, but I have yet to be forced to
Yeah.
like watch it in theaters yet.
Hmm.
So I just knew I was like, I know Dakota Fanning's in it. That's all.
Is that who the main character is? Because
Hmm.
I totally okay. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You
Uh,
know, you're good. It's
I'm
so
like
funny because
go on.
I do know enough about actors, but there's gonna be times I'm gonna be like that person, the name. But for the
Hmm.
most part, I be knowing my peoples
You're like that
probably a
one.
little too much.
That one.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the Watchers is definitely. There's also another M. Night Shyamalan movie in either July or August too.
Did he do
Yeah, in
Blink
August.
twice?
Yes. Okay, yeah,
Got
I was
it.
gonna bring that up too. Okay.
Okay, same. So let's go through July
Okay.
because it's actually pretty quick, at least the ones that caught my interest. So
Yeah.
Despicable Me 4.
Hmm.
I have not watched Despicable Me since the first one, so I don't know nothing that's going on. I didn't even watch the Minions movie, but if
No.
I know, I'm so sorry. But if people are intrigued by Despicable Me, the series Despicable Me 4 is coming out. I watched the
Hmm.
trailer in the theaters. I didn't even know Homeboy had a kid. Apparently he now has two. Didn't know he was married. I was like, it's been a minute. So
Hmm.
that's coming
Yeah,
out
I was gonna.
early July.
Sorry. I was gonna say, yeah, no, I watched I think the first couple and I totally just fell from it. I was like, so I knew like the one his like wife, I guess. I remember watching that movie, but then yeah, I'm like, oh, he has a child and everything. I'm like, okay, interesting. But
Hmm.
yeah.
I mean, hey, as long as people keep going, the kids
Uh-huh.
apparently love it, and yeah. And then we also have Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, I did not
Uh-huh.
watch Deadpool 2. I believe that was Deadpool 2, right? I don't think
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I didn't watch Deadpool 2, but I watched the first Deadpool. So I do have a
Mm-hmm.
gap. I also never watched the Wolverine movies, and
Mm.
I'm not fully tapped into the X-Men movies either. So there's gaps there.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you gonna go see that?
I feel like probably I've seen both Deadpools. I can't remember what the second one is about. I think it was I remember well, yeah, I do. I remember the second movie was about it, or at least it involved the X-Men like universe. I
Mhm.
mean, they're both in the same universe, I guess, but it
Yeah.
involved actual the Academy and stuff because
Mm.
he basically had this like one woman that that sort of joined his team and this other X-Men creature that joined his team whenever they fought whatever bad guy they needed to fight. But I remember that that was a part of it, and she was important too. Um, and I saw Logan. That's the last Wolverine movie I saw. So I don't know if it connects to the same way because Logan was sort of like I think that was supposed to be the death of Wolverine or something.
Mhm.
Right. And so I'm like, okay, now he's back. Unless they brought him back. I don't know.
I don't
I'm
know.
probably gonna go see it without context and just because it seems I feel like Deadpool movies are funny on their own. Yes, context would help, but
Yeah.
like I didn't watch the first one again before going to the second one. I sort of just jumped into the second one and I felt okay. So I'm hoping it's the
Okay.
same thing with this.
Okay. I might do the same, or I have time, so I'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta find out where it's available, but I might catch up. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we also have Twisters. I'm definitely seeing it.
Uh-huh.
I love me like a I don't even know what you would call that. It's action, but it's specific like Earth action. I don't know. I love
Uh-huh.
me an Earth
Like a
action
weather.
movie. Yeah, weather action movie. So I'm
That's good.
in once again Glenn Powell's in that, but also like there's um a few other actors, and it just
Mm-hmm.
looks really interesting,
Mm-hmm.
fun in a way. It's very I feel like very niche and very specific to a certain crowd. Like you either love it or
Uh-huh.
you don't. Like they're not dropping this movie for it to be this like amazing Oscar award-winning movie. They're making it for fun vibes and
Hmm.
possibly to make it a franchise in the future. There's already Twister movies, like tornado movies,
Yeah.
but they could continue making them. Like it's one of those things that they could possibly continue making in the future. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna go for funtainment, funtertainment.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good.
But
I'm not, I
what
haven't
about you?
seen any I haven't seen any trailers or don't yeah,
Really?
unfortunately. Yeah,
Okay.
I was like I mean, well, I've seen it. I've seen it around like the
Posters and stuff.
advertisements and stuff. But I never like sat down and watched it. So this is
Mm.
all you. This
Okay.
is all
Well,
you.
yeah. So like for my peeps who haven't seen it, it's people like tornado chasers. It's about tornado chasers. From the trailer, it seems like the she seems to be the main character, but there seems to be a blend here. But I'll say the main character, she seems to have lost her mom. This is in the trailer, lost her mom due to a tornado incident. Um,
Uh-huh.
and she used to tornado chase and study tornadoes. It seems like somebody else, a group of tornado chasers, like, hey, we want you in. There's this tornado coming, or we have this idea in place. And she's like, I don't do that anymore. Eventually, she gets convinced to tap in. There's this other group of tornado chasers, but he's like celebrity tornado chaser. Like he's got his name on
Mm,
t-shirt, he got his face on t-shirts, like he's
dang.
that guy. Like people are interviewing
He's on
him
Nat
and
Geo.
yeah, right? Seriously. So and then eventually their two groups collab because she thinks she can stop a tornado or something like that. Specifically, like she thinks she could do something scientifically. Um and it goes from there. Obviously with that there's chaotic stuff, things don't go right,
Hmm.
et
Yeah.
cetera, because you're dealing with the tornado. But I'm very intrigued by it. So I'm definitely gonna go see it. And once again, fun entertainment. I'm not going to expect something miraculous. I'm just there to have a grand old time.
Yeah, just go and enjoy yourself for sure.
Yeah. And then the last one for July, I just saw the trailer yesterday. Fly Me to the Moon with Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum. Um,
Yeah, interesting.
you right, an interesting combo. So I don't know if Channing fits in well of that time period with his I love Channing Tatum, but I don't know if he fits in well with that acting specifically. But once again, that movie is supposed to be like a it's interesting blend. So basically the story is did you know how people say did they land on the moon or did they record the moon landing?
Yeah. Hmm.
It's a play on that. So astronauts are trying to land on the moon, but then they're like,
Hmm.
we need people interested in it. So Scarlett Johansson is the marketer of this whole entire scene. And so in the
Hmm.
trailer, she's like, well, just in case this doesn't work, we're actually going to film a moon landing just to play it safe. So it's like a combination
Yeah.
of those two situations. And of course, like Channing Tatum, I don't know if he's exactly supposed to be Neil Armstrong or he is someone. He was an astronaut who was supposed to be on the moon as well. I wasn't
Hmm.
100% sure about that. I might have like missed that connection, but that's kind of the gist of it all. There's chemistry there as well. But yeah, it's now on my list now that I've seen the trailer.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if I'll see it just because I don't know. I feel like it's like I'm like Hidden Figures came out not too long ago, and I feel like this is just uh like another retelling of something similar about like, space and the moon
Hmm.
landing and everything. And I'm like, I don't
Hmm.
it just seemed I was like I remember watching it, I'm like, wait, didn't like something like this already come out or something?
Hmm.
And yeah, I think it does pique my interest, but I don't know if necessarily I'm gonna go. Unless it's like,
Yeah.
unless I'm with a group of people and
Hmm.
we're there with some popcorn and and plus I don't know if it's supposed to be like a drama or a comedy. Because when I
It's a
watched it,
combo.
yeah, I'm like
It's
a
definitely.
dramedy.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't know if this should be like something serious, like, oh, this like could have actually happened, or it's based on like some sort of historical
Hmm.
um
Kind of like
information.
that. Yeah.
Sure. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
know like if it's based on something historical or rather it's just a little comedy being like, oh, since this is already conspiracy, why not just make it?
I think
Also,
it's the second one. I think it's supposed to be like this comedy, but also like take the idea seriously, but more so like haha, like because I don't think it's meant to be like, oh, this actually happened though.
mhm. Okay. And then so sorry to just segue into something different, but have you seen the trailer for Long Legs?
Have not. Is that a scary one?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
one
it's
with
not
Nicolas
happening.
Cage.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
It's okay
It's
though. I saw the poster and I passed.
uh-huh. And that's the thing, like it's sorry, just really sorry
Go
to
ahead.
derail
No,
off of
that's why I said
or-
you feeling the horror stuff because I wasn't gonna talk about.
but it looks so interesting because the trailer and the poster and the marketing gives away nothing. It's
So
like very ominous.
what do you see in the trailer? Like what does the movie like seem to possibly be about? I didn't even know Nicholas was in it.
Yeah, yeah, no, and he's not even in the trailer, which
Oh,
is wild. Yeah, and
okay.
so I literally cannot tell you. Like, well, I will tell you, but I mean, like, like the plot, I have no idea, which is why
Okay.
it intrigues me because I'm like, I don't know what this is, but it looks like the cinematography and the trailer itself is like pretty cool.
Mhm.
Very kind of uh like mm, I don't know, minimalistic would be the word, but it seems very like modern for if that makes sense. I don't know if that explains it well.
Kind
But
of,
anyways,
I think, yeah.
um but and the trailer just goes through it's this like really weird, creepy sound and this like woman drawing um like this connecting letters on a page to make this weird like symbol and
Mm.
it cuts to different scenes of this person drawing that and then just some daily activities of the character and then back to this weird creepy house and it didn't yeah it was just really
Hmm.
um like piece by piece it didn't seem to have like it's about something demonic for sure and there's
Hmm.
like a scene where they like get axed in the back
Oh,
but
snap.
yeah other I'm yeah that's the best I can explain this trailer.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't think that was the most eloquent way, but
No, I'm pretty sure you did the best. I wonder if they'll drop like a trailer too, you know, how they
mhm.
do like a one, a two, to give more context. I won't be in there, but please
You
let me
know,
know how it goes.
I'm really hoping it's not about spiders, which I don't think it is, but yeah.
No, it didn't look that way. I saw the creepy girl on the poster. I was like, nope.
Like
Said, moving
skirt.
on. You literally U-turn. And then let's go into August. You
Yeah.
mentioned Blink twice. What are your thoughts on
Uh-huh.
Blink twice?
It looks that's also with Channing Tatum also, and I was like,
Yeah,
huh.
he's got
Okay.
two movies, right?
Yeah. I was like, interesting. No,
Right.
that looks pretty fun. I think it looks like it's a really yeah, just a cool idea. I wonder, what it's gonna. I don't know. The trailer leaves me wondering a bunch of, um. Oh my gosh! Wow, I just can't speak. It just it just I don't know. It makes me want to watch it. It just seems cool. It seems like a puzzle,
Yeah.
and I want to figure it out. I'm like, why are certain things happening? Like what?
It's very much giving Clue or like Knives Out kind of vibes, but in
Yes.
a very like more ominous way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm intrigued. I didn't expect because I Channing has two movies coming out, but I also feel like Channing's been gone for a minute. Other than Magic Mike,
Mm-hmm.
like he's been like, where you at? So I'm intrigued by these two different roles he's in. So I wasn't expecting him to be in Blink twice and kind of seem a little bit villainous, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel
Yeah.
like he's the problem in the movie. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Um, but no, I'm very intrigued. I'm gonna go watch it because I'm a girl who likes psychological thrillers a bit more. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get me in a psychological thriller. Sometimes a thriller depending on what kind of vibe it is. Um, Horrors depending on the horror. Like I'll go
Yeah.
see a Jordan Peele horror because it's a very different vibe, you
So
know?
good.
Mm-hmm. But like for example, like Long Legs, I'm not going to see that. I don't watch that or like,
That's
you
your
know,
favorite one, no?
yeah, right. I do not watch those kind of horrors, no. I get too
Um,
paranoid. Um
I
Yeah,
also
no.
really like the aesthetic of Blink Twice, giving off sort of a,
Mm.
I don't know, like a time period almost piece with like the costuming and
Mm-hmm.
the way the tone of the video itself. It's very like warm tones, even though it's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be like this thriller and horror, but or
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it. I feel like it's more of a thriller
I
than,
think it's a thriller.
but
Yeah.
and I think that's something that I really like too because it's very summerish. They're on this lavish island celebrating the summer. There's poolside. It feels very summer vibes to me. So that's also what I like
Yeah.
about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm super excited because once again, puzzle piece that it seems like we're gonna have to solve as an audience.
Hmm.
Um, are there any other ones in August you're intrigued by that are coming out?
Yes. um, it is called Trap. Right? I think that's what it is.
Trap? You said trap
Trap.
with
Trap.
a P? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Sounds
Yeah, that
scary.
have you seen the oh, yes. Okay.
If it's scary, you know I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
Well, it's not I think it's also a thriller and I kind of think it's a little okay, I'll let you make your own decision, but so basically it's about what is it called? Oh, it looks really good. I was like, did I watch this trailer? And then I went back to look at it and I was like, oh yeah. So the trailer opens with this dad and and his daughter at this
Mm-hmm.
music concert and he's like, "Oh, I have to go to the restroom. Like, are you gonna be okay here?" And she's like, "Yeah, like I'm gonna be fine." And she's like, "Are you?" He's like, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "Yeah, really, like I'm fine." And like, my thought, and I'm sure the viewers thought was, "Oh, okay, this dad thinks that something might happen to his daughter, and that's where the horror and
Mm-hmm.
thriller comes in." So then he goes and he noticed that there's like police all around the building. They're putting up cameras everywhere. They're not letting people out. And then he asked one of the vendors that was working at the tables. He's like, "Hey, like, what's going on?" And he's like, "Well, they got the police got notified that the serial killer, the butcher, which in this world the butcher is someone who's been like cutting up people and like posting
Mm-hmm.
about it. They got a tip that he was going to be here at this concert tonight, and then the guy's like, "Wait, so this whole thing's just a trap?" And he's like, "Yeah, they basically the whole concert and the venue and everything was they set it up like a trap to capture this person."
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he goes to the restroom and like has his phone with him, and you realize that he's the butcher. And so, yeah. And so he's like, yeah, he's like, oh fuck, like what am I gonna do? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes back to him like being next to his daughter and his daughter being like, are you liking the concert? And he's like, what? Clearly distracted because he's trying to figure out like what he's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's sort
What
of
the
like,
heck?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, oh, interesting. So like, because now I think the main person is the villain
Mm-hmm.
and it's about him trying to escape this trap that was set up for him. Anyways,
That was not what I was expecting. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Okay, I might watch the trailer. You
yeah,
got
yeah.
me.
It's
Yeah.
interesting,
Because now it's like he's probably not gonna he's not gonna try to kill anybody. That wouldn't make sense.
right? Right? Yeah. It's just, yeah. It
And
is.
first of
It's
all,
really
sir, you're with
creepy.
your daughter. You're trying to
Yeah, yeah.
murder people? That's kind of wild. Okay.
But which I think like he
Interesting.
wasn't. I don't. Yeah, because I'm like I don't think he was gonna murder anyone, but like I'm just interested to see where it's gonna go. Like what's
Mm.
gonna happen.
Yeah, like there's definitely gaps to be filled. Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
very intrigued. Okay.
Yeah.
Trapped. Um, in addition to that, I'm gonna drop some movies before we wrap up. I don't know if you've heard of them or have intrigued by them. I am kind of either way. The
Uh-huh.
Alien series has been a continuous thing. So Alien,
Hmm.
I'm gonna say this wrong. Sorry to the peeps out there. Romulus. That's
That
coming
sounded
out,
good.
right? There we go.
I second that.
Um,
That's how I would have pronounced it. Yeah.
okay. And there's also Harold and the Purple Crayon, which is based off of a children's book, and then Craven the Hunter, which is based off of a Marvel character. from
Mm.
what I know. I know Craven the Hunter, people have been waiting for that for a while because it was talked about a lot last year when the first like imagery came
Mm.
out with I believe his name is Aaron Taylor or something. And
Hmm.
then Harold and the Purple Crayon, what I've heard so far about it was that it's about a kid in the book, but now it's an adult in the book. And so people were confused about that. But what it seems like after watching the trailer was the kid seems to have drawn himself as an adult in the real world.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe to make it more connective to a wider audience versus it just being a kid. So I don't know, 100%.
Hmm.
Um, and then I don't watch the Alien series or franchise or whatever. So I was like, okay, another Alien movie. But what do you
Yeah,
think?
yeah.
Have you seen any of those trailers?
No. And
Yeah, see?
I feel like, again, it's like I don't really there's a lot of obscure movies coming out.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of interested to see maybe the crayon one because I usually like things visually, so something like a poster looks visually appealing to me, then I'm like,
Hmm.
ooh, what's this movie about? And that's the kind of marketing that I appeal to.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, but what about yourself? Like any strong interest towards any of those?
Not really. I need to see Craven the Hunter trailer. I know it's obviously action. Apparently he's like a villain. So it's like we get once again like a villain perspective. Um, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Once again, I'm not huge in like the franchise world of things.
Canceled. I'm
Right,
just kidding.
automatically. You don't
I'm
know
just kidding.
Marvel stuff? Um, yeah, but I am intrigued by that. Harold and the Purple Crayon, I'm just like, okay. Once again, because I have my AMC thing, once again, not a sponsor. I feel like I've mentioned them way too much. But because I have my AMC thing, I'm like, sure. But like once again though, if I was just paying for the movies like regular, I probably wouldn't be going to many of the ones mentioned. Like I'd probably go see I would definitely go see A Quiet Place in theaters. I would definitely go see
Hmm.
Inside Out in theaters.
Hmm.
Maybe Twisters. Um and then like Blink Twice, that would probably even though I'm very intrigued by it, that would probably be a movie I'd wait to come out for. But
Mm.
because I'm out here balling in movie tickets, I'm going to check
Yeah,
them all out. So and
do
it's the
it.
summer. August once like it does seem to have a kind of a close. There's not as many movies that pop off in August as there are
Yeah.
now in May, in June,
Hmm.
etc. But I'm still
Yeah.
excited
August is kind of
nevertheless.
boring.
Yeah, August is a little boring, I'm not gonna lie. But still excited for the summer. So excited
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
summer.
exactly.
Um,
Uh, what's your go-to favorite like movie snack or movie
oh,
that you
I'm
must
really
have with you while you
simple.
watch a movie?
Yeah, I'm really simple. Popcorn and and a icy. Yeah, super simple. As of late, like I will, I am a snack sneaker. So sometimes I'll bring my own snacks in. As of late, I've been doing like true fruit, not the dried one, but like the frozen ones. By the time I
Mm,
travel to the movies, chocolate covered fruit is thawed out. I'll eat my true
mm-hmm,
fruit. Um,
mm,
that kind of thing. Yeah, no, popcorn and the icy is pretty simple. Fun fact though, the the most funny thing I have brought into the movie theater when we were in La Jolla still, my friend and I summer we had went to go see, I believe it was last Christmas. We were hungry though. Like we didn't want no
mm-hmm.
movie stuff. Like we were hungry. You know how there's Pokey 1.5 right there?
Yes.
I had
Mm-hmm.
My Disney lounge fly. I was able to fit both of our poke bowls in
Oh,
my
it's so good.
backpack, and we had poke while we were
That's so
watching
good.
a movie. So, fun fact, if you're ever wondering, those lounge flies can hold a lot.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
definitely snuck my fair share of stuff. I've snuck like Yard House, like with
Mhm.
leftovers when I ate once to the
See?
theaters.
Yeah.
It's just
What?
so nice, you know.
Right.
Mhm.
It's just like eat your own food. Yeah. Do you have like a go-to snack out of curiosity?
I just always get like a blue raspberry slushy. It's just so
See?
nice. I'm like, it's just so like just sipping on it while
Yeah.
all the trailers go, and then I don't have any for the rest of the movie.
Right. Exactly.
Al- Also, hack. I don't know if you do this, but when you get popcorn, um, so usually what I okay, yeah. So usually when I go with friends, what I do is I get a large popcorn and then I ask for two boxes and I split it up and then I ask for the refill there. That way, I can like have all the popcorn, and that way I don't have to
Smart.
go out during the movie
Yeah.
to like get a refill or something.
Wait. You're such a genius, Chris.
Hmm.
Because I always I was like, one, usually like I don't need that much popcorn because I'm usually by myself, but I didn't think about that too. Like you could like definitely dump it and ask for the refill.
Hmm. Yep. So
Not
like I
dump
because
it, but
I
like put in another source. Yeah.
yeah, because I usually go in like a group of four. So I like dump it into two boxes and then I
Oh,
get a
smart.
refill and dump it to two other boxes. And then that way everyone can put their own like butter and salt.
Hmm.
And yeah, we don't have to come out. But my friend
So
Abby showed
genius.
me this and I was like,
Hmm.
man, why didn't I think of that? And so
Right.
I wanted to bring that up.
Wow. Thank you. So listeners out there, you got a new hack for you because
There you
I
go.
hadn't thought about that. Oh. Before we officially wrap up, I am curious. Give me one movie that you are interested to see this year in general, whether it doesn't have to be summer. You have one. You're laughing. You're like,
Oh,
I don't know. Okay, well,
absolutely.
okay.
um
I have a feeling I might know the answer. Go ahead.
yeah. I mean, of course, Wicked. It's
Yeah,
gonna
okay.
be. I'm so excited. I'm ready.
Mhm.
Been on a hiatus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like that it's gonna be split into two parts because I'm like, why is that? I don't understand.
Yeah.
But I just love like hearing actors that like sing. I don't know.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I'm interested to see how it'll all play out. So,
Yeah.
what about yourself?
Wicked is also on my list, but to give a different movie, um, I am intrigued by Beetlejuice. That drops
Oh
in
yeah!
September. Hmm.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
I'm
Yeah.
really excited. We haven't had a trailer yet though. So we've seen the trailer for Wicked. There's no trailer for and that comes out later. There's no trailer for Beetlejuice yet. So I'm very intrigued. I'm ready for a trailer to see how this all comes together. We got Jenna Ortega, which wholly makes sense
Yeah.
for like the Beetlejuice world of
Hmm.
things. And I love that Michael, I can't think of his full name, he is returning as
Wait,
Beetlejuice.
there's not a trailer? I totally thought there was one. No?
Is there a trailer and I just missed it? Because if
I
there
could have
is, then I
sworn
gotta watch it ASAP. I feel like I've seen a teaser, but it didn't tell anything. If there's a trailer, I missed it then. Darn. Because I was sure wondering, I was like, why haven't we had a trailer yet?
so yeah, Warner Brothers released an official. Oh, it's a teaser trailer. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, not yeah. The
Okay.
teaser is just like,
Sorry.
eh. Like I want to know like
Well,
the full shebang,
wait a second. Yeah.
but
Wait.
it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's fine. Yeah, but they'll drop one soon. But no, that's what I'm excited for. Of course, Wicked, but I don't want to get myself too hyped up yet because once again, as you said, we have that one that we have to wait for, and then we also have part two, which we won't get until next freaking year. So like
Which is like, come on, like
they're doing too
what?
much. John, I blame you. But um yeah,
Are there any other ones?
Beetlejuice,
I'm
Beetlejuice.
curious.
Those are my tops right now. Yeah. I wouldn't say if there are, they're not in my brain cells at this moment. But those are the two
Hmm.
that popped up for me. Wicked's been up there, like for sure, for sure. Like,
Hmm.
cause we were getting the details when they were filming, like what's happening,
I
what the
know,
set looked like,
right?
what the dress looked
The
like.
scandal.
Right. So those are mine. But
Right.
in general, this summer's gonna be fun time. The movies, I think the movies are popping off a little bit stronger this year than last year. As far
Hmm.
as there's gonna be some lulls, that we said, like August is kind of dipping, but I think we're gonna see some interesting stuff. Audience, let us know what summer movies are catching your eye, and then also in general, like what movies this year are catching your eye. Are you also excited for Wicked? Specifically for the musical lovers, don't be hating on Wicked if you don't like musicals. Then just
Hmm.
don't go watch it. It's fine. You don't
Yeah.
gotta bash it. But thank you again, Chris, for joining. Um, Reminder again that you can stay up to date on what Chris is doing either on Insta at Topher Hutch or on TikTok at Topher Hutch Official. You can get the spelling and everything in the description below. Make sure you share, like, and follow this podcast. Send it to a friend, a family member, a loved one. Follow me at KaVonna on Instagram to get podcast updates and at the Introvert Social Hour on TikTok. get some sunshine, get some air, have an amazing week, and I will see you next week on the Introvert Social Hour. Thanks for joining. Bye.